One of the most important parts of creating an IEP and supporting students is to have a collaborative team. And one of the greatest things about the IEP process is that the parents and the guardians and the student are all involved in making those decisions, choosing the goals, and really making sure that everyone has a part and has a say and everyone's on the same page. So that's the special education teacher, the general education teacher, the speech pathologist, the occupational therapist. There's many people that take part in an IEP meeting in order to make sure that we are working to or making sure that our students are successful. So parent and guardian and student involvement in the IEP process is very, very important because they know the child the best and they know or they have a feeling of what they want their child to work on as well. The referral process it starts out with submitting a referral document to be tested by the school psychologist. The school psychologist will then evaluate the student to decide if they meet the requirements that are necessary in order to qualify as special education. There's a long list of different categories that the child may test as having. And then once that evaluation process is over and the school psychologist makes a decision, that's kind of when the team really gets together and we decide, okay, this is what we want to work on. One of the most important parts of an IEP are the annual goals. And so the general education teacher and the special education teacher work really hard and they work really well together to make sure that we are working towards those goals, both in the general education classroom and if they're receiving services outside of the classroom, that those goals are being worked on as well. Once the evaluation process is over, your eligibility will be determined of exactly what you need, what the child needs. That also goes into how many minutes of services they get every week or every month, who they're going to be receiving services from. And then also another really important component of the IEP is to make sure that the progress monitoring data is accurate and is being done, because that really helps kind of guide that end of year meeting or the annual review meeting to make sure that we are working towards those goals. We're seeing progress, we're seeing growth, because at the end of the day, that's all of our goals, right? Is we want to make sure that our students are successful and they're showing growth. Another really important part is open communication for everybody on the team, including the parents and including the students. And we want to make sure that everybody has their chance to speak in those meetings. We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to give their input. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this process is that everybody's working together for the success of one student. And I feel like that is so important and that is something that we should celebrate. I also, one of the biggest roles is the classroom teacher, because they are ethically responsible for making sure that all of the needs are being met of their students. If there's specific things that they put in the IEP, like preferential seating or a picture schedule, things like that, that's our job to make sure that we do that, and that's our ethical responsibility.